So let's figure this thing out. Keys in it. Oh, switch is here. Fun. It's gonna be fun. See, that's what it's gonna be fun. All right, let's tape some seals. Start there. There's all my rolls. Should be streaming. Now we're gonna click this button. Live sources. Failed. Unable to verify. Of course. Of course. You do it right. Oh, it doesn't even care. Just kidding. So let's go to this. Did it not do a picture? That's annoying. Because I definitely took one. These are easy to do. Yeah, they don't seem... I just never done one. Oops. There we go. Should be okay on that now. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Never done it, so took a little bit to check it out. Wow. You want like a... There's nothing that wants to stick to that plastic. Holy shit. That's crazy. All right, let's get a couple pieces and bring them over. All right. Nice. Let's make sure everything's working. Looks like it. There's always something weird about TikTok. Activate source. Look. Okay, there we go. Now it should be working. You can pull the seals. You can pull the lower seals and pop them back in when done. They just pop out, like no screws or anything. Oh, yeah. There we go. Okay, that reminds me of the trim from like going to the Pontiac Grand Prix and stuff, like the GM stuff. Pull from here. There's nothing blocking it. Okay, you want to talk about easy seal pulling? Yes. And looks like the same thing on these back ones too. Yep. This trim, I already figured this part out, so I'll give myself a little cookie for that one. But this stuff, look at this. Ta-da! That comes right out. We took out the back window. He didn't even know that the back windows came out. I didn't even know either, but we were looking at it, and it's like, I think that comes out. But yeah, This is just, you don't know what you're getting into until you get into it. And looks pretty straightforward. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, bud. I like it. You sell window tint, outline tape at your shop. We do sell it at the shop. We sell it online too. I'm stuck which film to go with, high tech, Solar Guard, or Geo. Solar Guard's gonna be just what? I don't know how expensive per roll, but this is when we were looking for just an entry-level film through them, they were easily $100 more than everybody else. And we couldn't figure out why. I don't think they make bad films. I just think they've slept on their branding for a while and other people have taken their place. Between Geo and high tech, I mean, Geo's been around longer. Yeah, Solar Guard's also thin. Like a lot of their films are 1 mil versus 1.5. It's just a weird quirk about them. Oh yeah. What shade are we doing?
40.
40?
Yeah.
On everything?
On everything except the windshield.
Okay. Oh, and 70 on the windshield.
Yep.
Got it. The only thing that Kik wants me to do is buy bots. That's the only comments I get. Geo's been around longer than high tech, but high tech carries good films. They're a global distributor that probably have a few other manufacturers that they order from. But you wouldn't be wrong going with either one. I just use Geo. Wow. Can I? There. What the fuck is on here? Literally. Nothing. This thing got coated. Something. Holy shit. Sticking to seals just fine. Sticking to paint and everything else. I thought for sure the painted surface. You must have got it coated. It's actually crazy. Are you gonna bottom load? You know, even though I pull seals, I tend to two-stage everything. So we'll see. I've been waiting to hear back from GeoShield. Like, for what? Should you like just send them an email or what's going on? There we go. And we'll tape the front. 10 mil deep socket, 4 mil Allen socket, and a Phillips. What do I need the Allen one for? Oh, I know exactly what I need it for. On that back window, right? iPhone is asking caller for more information. Oh, okay. Why doesn't it show that? Why doesn't it show who's calling? Because it does on my phone. Ooh, that's a big old piece. I don't need quite that much. All right, so today we also have gel that we're going to be installing with. Continue that saga. This is probably the first vehicle that I've had to keep pulling. Okay, so front one, yeah, I knew it. Front one's the driver's door, that's confusing. Are you hand cutting? This one? No, I'm just gonna plot this one. I gotta do everything with the windshield. I'm just gonna plot everything. Probably even the windshield. So we're doing C2 ceramic 40. Oh, it was a spam call. Why didn't it show that on my watch, though? I guess I'll figure that out later. There it is. C240. I knew I had it. I don't know what percent to get. 20 for sure. Probably 5 and 35. Those are just going to be the most popular. State laws do impact that some, and just, I don't know, whatever the norm is in your area. But you can start with those and add to your inventory as you go. Or if you take deposits, just figure out what somebody wants to do ahead of an appointment. Take a deposit, and then order the roll. Is that like a dark legal tint? No, it's like a lighter, still not legal unless he has a doctor's note type of tint. You got nice floors, thank you. Is this street legal? I couldn't tell you. That one I don't know. I think so. I mean, they got the 3-wheel slingshot things rolling around. So I'd assume you'd be able to with this, but I genuinely don't know. This is the first one I've seen up close. Okay, so this is the one that we're doing. XD 1500. Let's start with closing that. Go to cut board. These are probably going to be like a weirdly annoying size. So let's see how weirdly annoying they are. You can do a 36 sideways. That works for me. Should be ready to cut. And we're just gonna run through it. Hand cutting this one, I'll be honest, is just gonna take me longer. Oh yeah, you can see like the oil all over this. They 100% just like sprayed it down in something, ceramic coated it or whatever, but I can, like, there's literally just grease on the outside of the window. No wonder nothing stuck to it. They're probably, to be honest, it kind of looks like they took the tire shine and just went over everything with it. All right, so since I flipped it, this is the top and bottom of my roll. So since I turned this pattern sideways, I'll have to shrink it sideways. Ooh. These are so flat. There's not gonna be a real reason to do it. But we still might do it anyway. And these are a funny shape. So let's see what we're dealing with. These would even peel off, huh? Yeah, they do. Look at that. Oh, we got a little cobweb up there. Nice. Probably gonna get bit. Don't need to remove those, but shit. I didn't know. I didn't think about the side seals too and the uppers. We could tint this without even rolling the windows down. All right, can this like stay open though, please? If a customer wanted double 5%, would you charge more or the same? I would definitely charge more because you're putting 2 layers of film. It's going to take you twice as much work. It's not going to come with a warranty either. But we do have a remedy for it. We have a 2%. So we can just go darker. These are smooth and simple. Looks like it. I just went around and I put tape. I didn't even need to do that. I just have access to everything. Okay. I'd love to do these regularly now. I don't shrink the door windows. I don't think I'm going to either. Like these look perfectly flat. Hey, let me make one thing clear though. Just because I pull seals doesn't mean I'm gonna bottom load. Why not bottom load? Oh, I probably will do like a window, but why I typically don't is because it's this weird thing where if you stick to what you're more familiar with, you have less issues. So even though I got seals pulled out of my way, I still might 2-stage it just because that's what I typically do. Things turn out nice. It's when you start muscle memory, yeah. When you start mixing things up, that's where things go stupid. What tint are you using? Also, this is kind of like a big pain in the butt. Like, why? Stop it, just stay open. Well, but there's no going back now. It's already peeled. The amount of spraying going on. Yeah, so it's clean. Oh, the gel. No, this is the gel. This is the gel. Oh, there's something I can remove for that? Okay. Well, we're here already. So, next one. Oh, this is the wrong, this is definitely wrong. There's no way this is the pattern for this one. I was like, this is way too wide. Okay, well, we cut out the wrong one. Let's go figure out what we did. What do I remove to make this stay open? Oh, this thing right here. Oh, that makes sense. Oh, I don't know. Screw it. I'll be honest, I thought it was this one. So what do we got? Let's see. XP. Oh, okay. It's not this one. XP crew. It's this one. Sorry, I clicked on the XD crew. It's the XP crew for sure. Go to cupboard. Still kind of annoying. I wish I had 40-inch and a 24-inch roll right about now. Because that would be beautiful. Look at that. Do I have that? No. No, I don't. Okay. Well, just run it. I got a question. My tint is peeling off. I don't got a heat gun. Would I be able to get the tint off with a hairdryer and soapy water? Maybe. A hairdryer is definitely going to help some. Even a heat gun isn't a guarantee to get film off. You're just warming it up, and it may or may not do a good job. But what you hope happens is that it warms up the adhesive and then it kind of pulls off together. What typically happens though is that it leaves a lot of glue behind anyways. And so you just end up ripping the film off. But it's worth a try to put a little bit of heat on it to see how the film reacts. Okay. What angle blade to cut out tint patterns? For blade angle 60, 30 degrees are nicer, but they only come in carbon. So you're gonna get stainless steel blades, and those only come in 60s. I could probably wedge a squeegee in there. Okay. What's in the bottle? Some juice. We got some gel. Oh, so much easier now. Do you heat shrink these? I pulled the seals, and I could heat shrink them, but you really don't need to on these. These basically look like they cut them out off of a flat piece of glass. It's crazy how flat these things are. Even if a window's flat, like it's fine to shrink it a little bit, you're less likely to have anything pop up. But we pulled the entire seals. Surprised you're using the Blue Max. The Blue Max, this is new. New Blue Max. There we go. Where did my cards go? There's my card. Recently got my windows tinted. I waited 3 to 5 days. All windows won't go down. Should I go to the tint place and ask for a refund? I mean, you want to go to the tint place and let them know that your windows don't work? I mean, if somebody comes here and I break their car, I don't get off that easy on just giving them a refund. I have to fix whatever the issue I caused was. So I wouldn't just say, hey, I need a refund. I'd say, hey, my windows don't work. Can you help me fix that? And they should say, oh, really? Yeah, let's check it out. This one's kind of funny because I don't have any seals in it, so I'll put them back in a little bit. Tinting a GTI. Still getting felt in the seals even though I have it taped. Tape is going to be like the #1 thing that you can do. Trimming your doors slim so they just don't. Sorry, I'm listening to comments too. Nice. There we go. That looks good. That fit. There's like two interesting situations going on. So this can get popped back in. Oh, I might have wanted to put this one in too. Oh, no, doesn't matter. Look at how easy this thing goes back in. Ta-da! So these ones pull out too, huh? Do you think they did something to prevent me from rolling down my windows without letting me know? There's no, there's nothing that you can do. I mean, you can put a child lock on that prevents people from rolling down other windows. But you went somewhere, you paid $400, you got them tinted, now your windows don't work. Let them know. Like, the fact that they didn't do a very good job, yeah, is definitely concerning. But, I mean, you're kind of out of options, though. You either let them try and fix it, or then you just like, well, I guess I don't want them touching my car anymore. I'm going to pay to get it fixed somewhere else. And then they're going to charge you for a removal, and, you know, you got to pay a company to diagnose your windows. And, like, you're just going to be spending probably over $1,000 in everything trying to get something fixed that a shop should never have caused in the first place. So there might be something that's just a simple fix. I don't know. But, yeah, after you go get your windows tinted, they should still work. What's the shop rent average in Detroit? It varies so much. $1,000 is overkill. Okay, so if you take, let me put it this way. It was $400 for her to go get her windows tinted. If you're gonna go to another shop, now they're gonna charge you a removal fee. They're gonna charge you a removal fee. They're gonna charge you retint fee. Okay, so then that does clear off. And then whatever's wrong with the vehicle. So I'd 100% just bring it back and talk to them and see what they're gonna propose. I don't know what to do about this. Okay, go to cupboard. Let's delete these. Let's go back. Let's add these. Flip them sideways. And we'll cut out both back doors together. Could even add this one in here too, huh? I think. It's gonna be close. Is it worth? I tinted at a place that unplugged the window switches when they completed the tint. What the heck? That's wild. Why would you do that? In what world does that make sense for any shop to do? Uh, this machine is like 7,500 retail. This is core. So you couldn't roll the windows down while it's drying. Yeah, and then you're required to go back so they can plug back in your window switches. What a shitty, inconvenient thing to do. This is so dumb. Just put some tape over the switches. Do a good job. Trust that your customers are going to be okay. And you know what? If they roll them down a little bit early, everything should be okay. It's not worth going to the lengths of unplugging their window switches. Is this big? Or does this look big? What could happen if the switches were, or if the windows were rolled down too early? Huh. Might be a little big. But we'll see if it fits. How do you get a mechanic shop that clean? You rent it and you make it that clean. What would happen if the windows were rolled down too early? The worst that can happen is a door window might peel. But people get uptight about that. If you're careful during your install, you like do a good job, you shouldn't have that issue. Like the vast majority of the time, you can roll down a window immediately and it's fine. I used to be a stickler about that because I tinted a lot of cars for a shop, and I was just overworked. And then I would see sometimes like customer pull out of the parking lot and roll their windows down, even though we told them. But we also didn't put tape over the switches at the time. And it wasn't everybody. It was just like here and there. I would overly blame it on that. And then one day I tinted my own windows again. And then I forgot, and I went through a drive-thru, and I'm like, oh my God, how did I forget? And then I realized that people are people. And accidents happen, so it's not a big deal if somebody rolls down a window a little bit early. It should be fine. What is he doing? He's tinting. Probably unnecessary to use gel on this one. I think I need to then back off the amount of slip that I'm using for the gel. If I'm gonna use gel, use a little bit less soap. There we go. Oh, Yeah, it fits in there. It's a little wide, but it fits. If it fits, it ships. You oversprayed a lot. Whatever. How much is a roll of the tape? The panel tape? I think it's like $10 to $12. All right, let's do a quarter window. Just got a quick, perfect shipment from you guys for more tools. Nice. Glad to hear that they came in good shape. Hand cut the next side? No, I'm just gonna plot them. I gotta do the windshield. I'm gonna be plotting that too. We all saw it. Overstayed the shot on the first. What, water? No, it's oversprayed. No, that's what I typically do. You can feel a lot of grit in all the edges on this. I mean, it's an off-roading vehicle. It's fairly clean, but there's definitely a lot of grit and stuff. I typically am going to spray more for stuff like that to flush it out a little bit better. Is that 35? It is. Winner, winner. Picked an 80s car to be the first vehicle. Oof. It's a Polaris. Yes. Yes. It's just why it's a little funny hearing about overspraying. It's like they're literally meant to drive directly in the mud. That's why I didn't even tape off the first door panel. It's like it's an outdoor off-road vehicle. Oh, sorry. This is 40, actually. Cool. This one's good. Okay, so now give me a whole dealership of these things. I will tint these all day, every day. super straightforward. '1970 Suburban. I never knew the back glass rolled down. Yeah, when you get into older years, you just get into weird stuff. Okay, so this can go back in this way. I wouldn't have expected an old Suburban to do that either, but what are you charging for these? Less than we should have, because we quoted a little bit higher, and then Mark got confused and underquoted the windshield. So it's still good though for the type of work that it is. It's $550 for everything. Oh, I take it back. I'm gonna redo this quarter window. We got some speckling right there that I'm not fond of. So we'll cut out another one. Which is fine, because we gotta cut out. We got that door. We gotta cut the other one. So let's cut both of these. How do you make the cutouts? So this is a subscription. Core is $200 a month for all the patterns. Where was that seal? Where did I put it? So this was for this side. And then I popped this one out, and then I put it... Where's the other? Oh, this is that one. Okay, the other one's still in there. I think. Is it? I can't see from here. Best way to remove tint is almost always a steamer. The subscription gives you patterns to every car, pretty much. And then you just hope that they fit. They don't give you your money back if you cut out a pattern and it doesn't fit. Is there cheaper options? Yeah, there's lots of different cutting machines. What? You leaving? Huh? No. I just thought that's what that was. You don't have a steamer. What's your best advice? Go get a steamer. They're at the store. No excuse. We got a super chat. Angel with the 5. Thank you. How you doing, man? Much better. Much better. Just gotta make sure we don't have any gaps. Okay, one thing's for sure. My slip on your average car is good. The same mix for this thing right now, a little bit slippery. Makes it a little difficult. Because it's a light film, it's easy to push out of place until it's tacked up. So I'm gonna empty my tank because I gotta refill it anyway soon. I'm just gonna lighten up on the mix for this one. It's just way too strong for flat windows. I bought that mini squeegee that you're using and it's soft. Well, they have a blue blade and they have a orange blade. They also have red blades that you can buy for it. These are their harder blades. Like a flat out hardness. Yeah, they do the red line blades for them. What happened here? Okay, quarter window looks good. I like it. It's kind of driving me a little crazy because either this is the trim for the other side. I guess I can find out. No, this is not for this side. This is definitely for that side. Oh, there it is, it fell. I knew it. I knew I had it somewhere in the vehicle. Look how easy this stuff puts back in. Just like that. Imagine tinting into this. That'd be kind of a pain in the butt. You can just pull that a million times easier. Easy peasy. Don't support him with watching. He drinks from Starbucks. Oh no. Because many, many other places taste like butt. All right, let's do this quarter on the other side. Get off the air. Well, if you click the X button, you will not contribute to the viewership anymore. Do you want to tint my CE8? Yeah, C8s are fine. Really? You guys want harder ones? Totally respect it. Where do you use it where you want a harder squeegee? See, these are the conversations I get into with my brother. They do sell the Redline kit for it, so you can just get them pre-cut, or we have a channel squeegee in the Redline that you could just buy that and then cut it yourself. Ooh, gel. Gel is right here. I'm just used to the flat out hardness. And I feel like anything softer. I gotcha. See, for me, it's more about having the flexibility, because when I'm reaching into some awkward spots, what I like about this is that it actually molds against the dots, against the top edge, and I can generally get a nice clean pass off of that. But like my my brother, his favorite squeegee is the Blue Beast right now, and I don't use the Blue Beast at all. So personal preferences, totally fine. But it's just funny because I get so used to doing things a certain way and like a certain feel, and then I talk to people and I'm just like, wait, what? That's why there's options. Who would have thought? All right, let's fine tune this. Have any of you guys tried the new Blue Max though? If you are a fan of the hybrid, along with some moderately harder squeegees, it's super nice. It doesn't seem like the old Blue Max. That's why I've been using, that's why I have them in like every squeegee holder right now. They're starting to show some wear, so I kind of know how it's going to wear out now, which is always nice. But especially when they're brand new, they're like crazy nice. Okay, I didn't take this one out yet. Watch this. Seal be gone. We're breaking all the rules today. We're doing no shrinking. We're doing seal pulling. He do Mickey Mouse work. Easy there, Goofy. Your time on stage isn't quite up yet. All right, let's take this over there. What's Mickey Mouse work? Okay, we need a blade. We're gonna scrape this one, wipe off the sides. Plastic for the door covers, we sell that. It's called panel guard. Roll this back up. And roll it back down. Whoa. What did you spray around the edges? We have Insta-Gel now. So I'm playing around with that. It's gonna be a little slick on this. But you're probably gonna see it quite a bit more. I was surprised how fast people started talking about gels. Thoughts on important sauce? Yeah, like that. That's why I'm using Insta-Gel right now. It's gonna be same type of thing. It's a installation gel, but you don't use it. You use it alongside your slip solution. So the idea is that you clean your window like you normally would, and then you spray a little bit of gel around the edges. And then what it's gonna do is keep some extra dirt from flushing back into your window, because when you're using a gel, it's not runny. And the other thing that I've noticed with it too is it coats the window nice and even. So it's gonna let your slip solution do what your slip solution needs to do, let the film slide, and not just run off the window. So there's ways that we would take care of some of that. So like torching windows and adding some extra slip. But I genuinely, like, I'm gonna keep playing around with it, but it might prevent me from having to ever torch a window. And it also might let me use a little bit less slip solution in my average spray bottle. So it's like a glue, but not a glue. Yes. It's a gel. So you can mix it a little bit lighter if you want to. I did a 70-30 just in the first bottle. But they said they use it straight, so you don't need to dilute it any. But I wanted to dilute it just a little bit to try and make it last longer. And some of the comments that I read said that they felt it was a little bit too gel-like. Some say if you know how to tint, you don't need gel. Gel is a brand new thing. Like, very few people have been using gel. I literally just picked it up yesterday. You can see the stream. That palette came in, and so we've been using it since yesterday. I've been tinting a lot longer since gel. But I like the idea of it, so we're playing around with it. There's a lot of things. If you know how to tint, you can hold back on a lot of the little extra things. Like some of the extra things that I'd say we do, some of that's for the customers, is taping panels and covering them up. It looks nice, and it's nice to keep the drip. So obviously we want to do things to protect what we can. But things are still going to get wet. Tinted for a long time without doing that. Tinted for a long time without doing tape. In the seals. So these are all things that can help you, but aren't always necessary. Okay, so funny, we're actually going to take the tape out of here because I learned this after I already taped them. Professional window tinter keeps up with the times and the new technology. Yeah, it's always good to just keep an open mind. There's a lot of unfortunate people that just get like tunnel vision. It's like, no, you don't need any of that. This is the only way that people should be doing it, and they just get kind of bitter. So there's some things that are obviously just above and beyond and unnecessary. And so I stick to the things that I think are actually going to matter for me, but there's a lot of choice and a lot of options for everybody. I should have cut the first window like that. Look at that. Like a diamond. What's the name of the gel? It's Instagel. It's Mike Norn's PPF gel. It's like, I mean, it's most known for being a PPF gel, but it's an insulation gel. Gel's really common in the PPF space. Yeah, we're going to be putting it on the site. I ordered a pallet of it because I figured if we didn't like it for tinting, it's a proven product for PPF, so we would just probably sell through it. So this was a way for me to get some, play around with it, and see what happens. But like we talked about earlier, with a little different preference and squeegee hardness too, I honestly just surprised. Because I keep getting asked about, like anytime something new kind of comes out, I get asked a handful of times. I got asked a bunch of times about gel in the past like week and a half. So there's just been a lot of interest. Alrighty, we got our pattern. Which way does this go? That'll do it. So, soapy water helps your film slide. See all this dust back here? Ew. That's what I mean by all the seals kind of seemed gritty. So we all use soapy water because that helps your film slide. But there's quite a few films. Like this might actually be a really good fix for one of my biggest gripes with Geo that I've had for a very long time. And there's quite a few films that are like this. Sometimes it doesn't really matter how much soap that you add. A film is just tacky. And Geo is one of those films where we have tint slip. It works really well, and most of the time I don't have sticking issues, but I do not have much hang time with it. So as soon as it hits the glass, very quickly I have to get it into place or it's gonna start binding up. So by having a gel that lets my slip solution hang on the window longer and prevent the film from really sticking because it's basically like floating. So I'm hoping I just won't have much of that anymore. Durometers, yeah, they're going to be in the descriptions on the squeegee listings themselves. But durometers aren't the full story with squeegee blades. If that's an actual question, just pulling your leg. Oh, that wasn't a real question. We're in Sterling Heights near 18 and Mound, Detroit Tint Studio. I only diluted it like 30%, but you can use it straight out of the bottle. It's the first bottle that I mixed. If you go back to yesterday's stream, we got the palette and I watched a very short video and I was like, I'm gonna dilute it a little bit. I don't know how much, maybe this much. I still have like a handful of little differences that I wanna try. But the gel should stay a gel. So it's a pre-mixed installation gel, so it's ready to go right out of the gallon if you want. You can dilute it as much as you want to get the type of feel that you want out of it. But part of the purpose is that it's a gel. So you still want it to kind of stay more gel-like. I would think, anyways. I don't know. Some people might dilute it and then just use it as their full installation solution. But the creators of it, they basically use it straight on the window, and then they'll use their regular slip solution on the film. So they're not applying it to both, just one. Hmm. Oh no, but the way you worded everything was weird. Can I get a durometer ratings and the hardness of the materials of the squeegee? And then the next comment was just pulling your leg. But yeah, the durometers are going to be posted on the squeegee listings. But what's less mentioned is the types of materials. So you can have one material in like a 90 durometer and another one in like a 75 durometer. And one of them, that you would think the 90 one's going to feel harder, but in some cases, based on the materials that they used, the other one feels harder, which is weird. But ooh, that's actually really nice. That's super close to the edge. That worked out nice. Nice. Okay, cool. I'll let that tack up for a second. I'll be back. Cool. All right, let's see. What's the next window that we're gonna do? I'm gonna do this back window. All the sides are done. What do we got for our back window here? Option 1, go to cut board. Yep, that's all gotta come off. So I got a 10 mil. We got a screwdriver. Here's one. What's the best window? What? What's the best window cleaner that is tinted? Tinted window cleaner. That'd be a new one. Oh, those are gonna be fun to put back in. Come on, there it goes. And then I need something slightly harder to find for the top here. Unless I can get away with the Torx. Not that one. I know I got a bigger one. It's probably in the other screwdriver. Oops. This one might fit. Come on, come on. Ooh, this could do it. Make tinting look effortless. Thanks. This one I would say is kind of in the realm of effortless. Yes, it did work. Good job, LTT screwdriver. I'm sure they got the right bit. I just don't know where I put them. Oh no. Okay, so this stayed together. And this one, there's probably one that goes in there and then probably one that goes here. This goes on the outside, and this for sure probably goes like that. Okay. Cool. Oh no, there's two stacked on top of each other. Yep, that's how it goes. Keep it together. Okay, so the inner one and then this one. Which one goes on the outside? The smaller one goes on the outside. Love your videos. They helped me tint my '06 Sentra fronts about 6 years ago with Walmart tint, and it's still good. That's cool, actually. Which one did you get? Oh, I guess it's official. I guess we're moving all that shit out here. I talked about it. I didn't say I'd for sure do it, but I guess we are now. Decision's been made. All right, let's finish this window up. So I guess we're actually pulling the stuff out, huh? All right. Neat. Yeah. Yeah, that UV one once we get it. Sick. All right, so we got this side done, that side done. Hardware's off. Let's make sure these stay together. Oh, these are all the same. Oh, that makes sense. Took me a couple tries and runs, but I finally got good enough for Walmart Tint, 5%. I got pulled over 2.5 years later, and the cops device said it was somewhere around 9%. I wonder if it faded a little bit. How often do you get tint redone? You really don't ever need to. Bad stuff fails and fades. Good stuff is forever. But you would notice something. So bubbling, fading, peeling. Okay, so all this hardware, we're gonna hang on to that. Set it here for now. We gotta tint the other side. Not really gonna have to shrink anything though. All right, we'll snap it. Right, like that. Look at that. They thought of everything on this. They thought of everything but making a good seal for this, because holy, this is... Pulled some old tint the other day, like this. Ooh, that's like peeled back from there. Yikes. Okay, we're gonna leave it like that. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna put it like this. All right, copy and paste. Ooh, I can cut this out twice. So that's what we're gonna do. Confirm. Ungroup. Confirm. Ungroup. Confirm. Cut. So we're gonna cut out the circles too. Pulled some old tint the other day where it wasn't faded. It was 35 and the rest of it was 47. Crazy. Yeah, it's a big difference. Yeah, fading is very real. Cheap films, those, it's always, there's part of it that's typically tucked up in the window. That's not going to get any sun exposure. So you can really tell if something like started at 1% and then eventually ended up somewhere else. Okay, good. Looks good. The doors definitely did not require any shrinking. This back window really doesn't look like it does either. I'm still gonna snap it, mainly because of this. You have this area where the seal still keeps water, like right against the edge. So I'm just gonna tighten it up. But just a little bit. Yeah, this one was way straightforward. Every seal just falls off. What?
Everything works.
Everything?
Except the AI.
Ah!
Except the AI is not the end of the world. It's not the hardest thing.
Yeah, everything else was like, okay, let's make sure everything's in place and
But I'm not like, I wouldn't bet my life on that it's 100% ready, but every function I've tried has worked.
wow.
Making an appointment, deleting an appointment, the notifications work. It sends the deposit links the right way. It sends the payment links the right way. You can change the amount on the invoice when you create an appointment. Like, it lets me do everything.
That's super cool.
I was not expecting to tell you that today.
Yeah, right? We're gonna need some beta testers.
Oh, they have patterns for it?
Yeah. Yeah, that's one reason I was like, yeah, okay.
With the circle cutouts is a bonus.
Yeah. Yep, I'm hoping they work. What is the hardest vehicle you've ever tinted? Oh, I don't want to. I don't need flashbacks. No, old. It's always like old stuff. But there's different levels of stress. The worst part is like, I know I can do a good job on this. I don't know how many tries it's gonna take to get it there. And then, is your definition of a good job good enough for the customer? Because there's some people that will eyeball the fuck out of it. And it's like, oh, well, you know, that window over there turned out perfect, but this one over here, there's just that one little thing, and you're like, ah, yeah. All right, let's see if we can get it better. And it eats up so much time. The worst is a VW Beetle for me. Yeah, those are definitely not fun. I've honestly only had a couple of them to ever do. I don't get very many VWs. And sometimes I got as lucky as I had a VW bug on my schedule, and it was the convertible. I was like, oh, all right. Well, I worried all week for nothing about that one. So I'm more than fine with taking on harder stuff, but with everything else that we try to do, it gets more and more frustrating and pointless, because then I don't do anything with it other than get the vehicle done. It's just like, I had time to do other things, but now I'm spending my entire day doing this car. Shit. All right, so what do we do? Do we roll this one? Probably. I don't typically like rolling windows like this. Does your business slow down? Yeah, last week especially. This week picked back up, and then that's bleeding over into next week. We've always kind of been like that, though, where like, I put less energy into driving everything about appointments, and I think it shows. So we tend to have enough work, but it could be better. What the fuck? There we go. That's what I want. Do you have any employees that also tint? Mark tints, but he's mostly doing software. So I'm typically the main person that tints still. because we're trying to get something else off the ground. And then my brother will come in here and there. He helps with the classes and stuff too. Who's the go-to for getting a website built? The only company we've ever had build a website for us was Detailer's Roadmap. They're great to work with. Expensive, but great to work with. But they're going to be more about handwriting stuff about your business. So they can't just they don't just copy and paste a website together. What's the IR on that film? On C240, it's decent. It's not going to be amazing. The Apex is going to be better. I couldn't tell you offhand. I'd have to check it on a heat box. Okay, so how are my cutouts? The bottom corners are shit, but I was expecting that because of it's the rubber's fault, not the pattern's fault. Ooh, that could have been bad. Luckily, we got that big cover. We need to trim it anyways. I did a dumb thing. I went and caught that corner, but we're going to trim that back anyways. Holes could be a little bit better. I could have hand cut those, but that's how we learn. Is that the new Blue Max? It is, and it's so much better. I was expecting it to be a write-off. Like, I used the Blue Max for like a time, but I don't think I ever was like, oh, this is a great squeegee. It was just a squeegee. And it was fine. But whatever they did, it's so much nicer than it used to be. Prefer the Blue Max over the hybrid. It's a close call. I'm gonna have to really pay attention to like how long one lasts over the other because I'm starting to see this one wear out along the edge. So it's getting like little gashes, I guess, like really small ones, but like it's starting to wear away. When it's brand new, it's incredible. I think I can put more even pressure with this thing, get a little bit more water out. But I don't like a super hard squeegee blade. I like a nice medium one that slides well with a nice sharp edge to it. Flat out was my favorite for a long time. Hybrid replaced it. But both of them, yeah, great squeegees. What I don't like about the flat out in comparison to the hybrid is the flat out feels a little bit more rubbery. The hybrid's just got a really nice material, and it's a bit hard to describe, but it's just very smooth. And this is basically like the hybrid, except it's a different material again, but it's very slick, really nice. If you like the hybrid, highly recommend checking this one out. What's the name of the green squeegee on your website? Like a 5-inch squeegee blade, just Detroit Tint Studio squeegee, probably. We have a lot of green. Snapping the edges, yeah, so water, the reason I snapped it is because water was settling in here, and so I just didn't want fingers to just pop up right at the very edge and pull some dirt, because I can almost guarantee you it would suck something out of there. So I wanted to get it in place, fan it out, and then lock it. So yeah, that's all the snapping was for, to prevent something really small from popping up. Use the Libman for, oh yeah, I still gotta do that. Maybe on this one. What's your Starbucks order? Right now, it's a latte, and I'll add, so it's basically a vanilla latte with a little less vanilla in it. So like on a grande size, they'll do 4 pumps of vanilla. I'll either do 2 or 3. What costume are you wearing for Halloween? That'll just be 5%. I don't know. If anything, probably something Nightmare Before Christmas. My son is very much, he loves the intro song, This Is Halloween. We got him a Jack Skellington outfit. He'll run around the house with that. Oh, this one's clean. Do I have any? There we go. Lemon works great too for initial squeegee. Really? Damn. I should have tried that before we. Oh no, what we have will still work better than it. That's funny though. Should I remove this? Oh, I don't need to. That goes way up there. Little curve to this one. I guess we'll shrink it. Gonna be a bit of a weird install with this one. This does this if we really. It's really a multi-tool. I want to talk to the guy that made the Libman squeegee, because it was probably just like, hey, we need a window cleaning squeegee. And he's like, okay. Little does he know, a whole tinting community is like, oh, this is fantastic. Oh, good. Yep. Yep, I'm gonna plot that one. And we're gonna hope it fits. We're gonna be real upset if it doesn't. Option 1, option 2. It's definitely option 2. Fucking what is that? Unicorn mode? What's unicorn mode? Oh. Ah, I've been sick. But I got that one. Took me a minute. Engage unicorn mode. Dang, I need 2 of these now. Oh yeah, what did they grease this thing up in? I don't know what's on this thing, but this whole thing is just greasy. You asked that one last time. Do you know if there's a specific saw blade film companies use to cut a roll in half? Just doing it by yourself, tape up the roll, and you can use a chop saw, but you have to use a really fine tooth blade. And some of the end of that is probably not going to be super clean, but that's going to be usable. Like the roll is still going to be usable. But what film companies actually use for cutting rolls is they're going to have like look up Scorpion. Scorpion has a film slitter. I remember they used to be like $5 grand. I think they're like 10 grand now. They're kind of annoying to use. So film is going to be on it's going to be either 60 or 72 inches. And they're going to take that and they put it on a spindle. And then they basically take a box cutter blade and just, the roll spins and it just cuts through the film. And you don't want to do it super fast either. That's where you get the shreddedness from. But you put some pressure on it and it just slowly slices through the roll and then cuts through the log. It's kind of a pain in the butt to do. Wrapper PPF? Like for your own car? Close this. I gotta restart this one. There we go. And then this one. Okay, should be good. All right, so let's let this dry. We got our pattern. Let's go grab that. This thing's so flat. I think I'm just gonna speed it along a little bit. Pre-trim it out. And I can see if it fits a little bit better. Almost there. Let me try restarting TikTok. Let's do that. Oops. This one. Yeah. Hang on, guys. I'm going to restart TikTok. It's always funny. It does the same thing. It goes up, 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 and then it goes down, 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 and then it never recovers from where that first like 30, 40 minutes were. I never know why that's the case. Okay, I'm gonna refresh this. We're gonna try restarting the TikTok. We'll leave it for a minute. So now if we click this, live has ended, good. We're gonna activate that. Yep, there we go. Cool. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe YouTube starts pushing it out earlier in the stream. Yeah, I think that's right. It's like frustrating though. It's like you got this much window worth of being featured, and then the rest of it is just kind of gonna do what it's gonna do. Why? I don't know. I'm not gonna complain about that much of it, but There's always so many little mysteries around it, and you kind of have to just trial and error a bunch of things. Nice setup, thank you. There we go. Oh, that was definitely gonna mess things up. All right, a little bit of shrink on this one. Nothing crazy. Oh shit, this is 40. Oh, damn it. This is wrong. I was supposed to do 70. That's okay, right? He'll take a 40. We're gonna have to cut this out on 70. We just already got this far. I don't know. Anybody want a 40 Polaris windshield? It's pre-shrunk, it's ready to go. Remember Matt at the glass shop doing 6 cars a day? Those were the days. Don't want to do them anymore. We had quite a few good streams from there. Difficulty on a Wrangler windshield for shrinking? Like a 1. Easy peasy. Wrangler's basically flat. You don't have to do hardly anything to it at all. Well, that would have been a good windshield. I'm glad I remembered. At some point. But should have remembered a little bit sooner. We're gonna do Pro Nano 70. Pro Nano 70 was an OP film for the price. Forget your Apex. If you're doing 70, save a little money. Just get Pro Nano. Pro Nano instead. It'll block a little bit more heat. It's about $200 less. United, I wouldn't give them the time of day. The owner, for whatever reason, would just come in and hassle some people in my group, so he got kicked a long time ago. Wouldn't want to do business with somebody like that. What's the color stability like on Pro Nano to Apex? They're both going to be awesome. Like, that goes with any of their films. Like, Pro Classic is the least expensive film that they carry. And it's still got the same type of warranty that all their other films have. Condition 2. What should I look at for software for a plotter? Core. Core, the end. Passat and C2 carbon. Ew. I would rather do this one. Good luck. For plotters. Plotters are finicky. Anybody can set them up. They're just finicky. Oh, that was so confusing. You know, I could see this far better when it was... I could see this far better when it was 40. Do you have to make the files? No, I pay $200 a month and a company dumps millions of dollars into making good patterns. Software is just a tough game. They're always adding new cars. And they do get around to updating bad ones. All right, now let's throw this one on the glass. Ever tried Hexus? No, I didn't know they had tint. God, every vinyl company. Every film company seems to come around to being every other type of film company. If you're a vinyl company, you get window tint, you get PPF. There's just too many to try. And there's not enough, it's not enough information. You just like, based on what it looks like, you can make a few, like, and how it acts, you can make a few assumptions about like where it comes from and what other films to compare it to. But that's why I don't like trying a lot of those, is because they're all gonna say the exact same things. The film's amazing, awesome clarity, high RR numbers, this price, and I have no idea where the hell it comes from because they sure as hell don't make it themselves. They all have manufacturers and they're all crossbreeding. All the brands are utilizing this from the same lot of manufacturers. And you can GPT what manufacturers actually make window film and what countries. There's not that many. But it's harder to know, and you can't really ask it that because it's gotten it wrong enough. You don't necessarily know which films come from which company. You can go into like shipping logs and stuff like that and search a company and figure out like what countries certain films come from. Pretty unfortunate they discontinued Dotrix. Not sure what the reason was. Oh, it's guarantee you it's just it didn't sell. It's such a niche product that nobody knew about until every once in a while somebody like me brings it up in a situation, and the handful of people that knows about it, like I have the same role going on 5 years, like actually probably longer than that. I use GeoShield. Or 24 inch. This is a 36. Alrighty, well that's good. I think we're gonna roll it up on the board. Tinting a VW back window Beetle, any tips? Leave the top and bottom long and pray to the tint gods, my guy. It's a tough window. You can definitely start with something cheaper. I don't think there's anything worth using for customers that's necessarily worth saving a lot of money on. Like it's fine to go with a different brand. It's fine to save a little bit money on film. But I'd say the biggest thing is try and save some money on practicing, and then when you feel a little bit more comfortable, just get a good film. So like Geo's C2 Carbon is a hell of a film. Easy enough to work with, and it's not going to be too costly. It costs money, but like you get a really good film for it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that in the cup holder. All right, let's grab a blade. Clean this windshield off. Probably this too. Do your customers go for more for carbon or ceramic? Most of them go for ceramic. It's really because just the way we price everything. We used to use a film like Pro Nano or C2 ceramic as our top, and we've shifted everything as competition has grown. So now it's our middle. So it makes more sense for people to just like spend a little extra money and get ceramic. It's not that everybody will, but Is this your first Polaris? Yep. Do you have more information about the 4-day window tint class? We have a 3-day one. You asking about ours? Can you tint over tint? Yes. 3-day? Oh yeah, ours. Yeah, what do you want to know? Tips on removing old tint, trying to get my 99 Camaro tinted. Watch some videos. Steamer is going to be your best friend, but genuinely go watch some videos. Does carbon or ceramic affect visibility? Bad quality ones do, absolutely. But nice ones should be very clear to see through, and then it depends on how dark that you go. Because it's like putting on sunglasses. If you go dark, well, you're blocking out a lot of light. If you stay lighter, it's easy. Down to about 50%, you're not really going to notice any type of difference just like looking out of it. 35 is going to be like a nice pair of light sunglasses. Still very easy to see through. What's up, bud? Not much, pal. What's up, brother? On my car, I've got 35 on the front doors, 20 on the rear, and 50 on the windshield. What a lot of customers ask about, so it makes it easy to show people. What did you think about Solar Guard software? I thought the patterns were pretty good. I didn't try it on as many cars as I'd probably like to. On average, I'd see Core be a little bit better, but it was a close race. I would 100% still go with Core. The interface on Computer Cut is gross compared to Core's. No Instagel today. I was using it on the rest of them. I should use it on the windshield. The question is, where's my bottle? Did I hang it up over there? There it is. I'd say this is like, it's harder to compare on this one right now because everything is just sliding perfectly fine and all the glass is flat. And it's just way out of what I typically do. So like, yes, it's a vehicle window, but everything has just been like super slidey. So adding gel doesn't really, like if anything, it makes it slide more. And it's not really telling me much, but my edges have been clean. So I just want, I want more normal stuff to compare it on. So kind of a bad test today. Like doing this isn't, I don't think it's gonna do anything for me really right now. But I know people are also shooting around the top. This is gonna be funny, because this is kind of like having a third brake light. And I don't like rolling against a third brake light at all. And I hope everything fits. What the fuck? There we go. Ay, ay, ay. Not a fan of that. Probably should have just Frankenstein the whole thing. Please, please, please. Get the damn size right on this one. It's big. I think it's big on one side, which probably means it's big on both sides. It's just pushed it over. Ugh. Yeah. Not excited. Got to be charging accordingly. I mean, we were. And then Mark confused him, so then he undercharged. We were just supposed to do the sides and the rear. And then he decided to add it. But honestly, everything else was really straightforward. It's just that we never brought one in before. So, it's fine. Bladed mouth, ouch. Nah, that's not a big deal. It's like the best razor blade holder. Do you want to know how I got these scars? What do you normally charge? For all the sides and the rear, I was just completely unsure. I just looked at some pictures. I was on stream. I said 350, 450, 550 without a windshield, just to really cover our butts. And so he was doing C2 ceramic at 450. And then he wanted the windshield done in Apex. And so Mark quoted him 550. And it's like, wait, what? It's only $100 for the windshield. But it's typically 550 for most vehicles in C2 ceramic. So, being that the rest of it was kind of straightforward, it was all right. Well, this is 70, so it's not supposed to look dark. Saw your videos on shrinking, but I'm wondering if I should do an H pattern or not. What, let me ask you, like, what else are you gonna do? So it's just funny because it reminds me of somebody that came and took the class, and they basically started tinting in their own way. And it's like, wait, why did you come here? You want to ask us how to do things. We show you how we do things. And then you go, I think I'm going to try this other way. People are funny. It's like somebody earlier, they're like, what's the best way of removing a windshield? And I suggested a steamer. And they're like, well, I don't got a steamer. What should I do? I think you should go buy a steamer. Do you have any recreation sticker? Resources on how to handle inspection stickers. We don't have inspections here, so it's never anything I've had to worry about. Some of them are paper and they're just going to disintegrate when you go to remove them. So you probably just have to get some of them reprinted. But if you can get them off clean, then just stick it to a piece of static cling, and then you can put them back on the film. You can kind of laminate them. That's kind of what I was afraid of. It was too wide. Fucked with me. I got a bunch of speckling right up here. Not a fan. Bad pattern. Not happy. How much do tints normally cost? Now you can shrink it before going in? I did shrink it. What? It was definitely shrunk before we installed it. The plotted pattern was just wide. So you have kind of a metal frame on the sides. You still have room, but it should have been closer than it was. I don't even know if this is gonna stick. Yeah, it's not. Not very well anyways. I need a different stool. There's like some grease, like there's something that's not letting anything stick to anything on this thing. It's like been sprayed in tire shine. The whole thing is like greasy. It's tomorrow. Oh yeah, I got my Lexus. Is it for a golf shop? I don't think so. Why so greasy? Could be either ceramic or wax coating. I'll be honest, I think it's a tire shine. Or an extremely poorly applied ceramic coating. Do they usually seem like grease or oil? Because that's what's so weird about it. It's gross. No, it doesn't feel like a wax. I've seen wax. This doesn't seem like it. It's just like, best I can describe it is like, it seriously seems like somebody just took tire shine and just coated everything. Fucking. God, that thing's frustrating. I don't even want to do it this way. Because what's going to happen? Then I got to try and put a piece of film over it with like that doofy ass cutout. It's going to be a pain in the butt. Polaris is going to be the easiest way to do it. My pattern's wrong. I think we can probably trim this a little bit off the sides. I don't really want to just like scale it back because I feel like it's going to leave a gap. Let's try this. Yeah, I did plot the first one, and it was wide. I think we're going to change things up on the second one, though. What's wrong with hand cutting it? Oh, the dumb little divots in the top. Just makes it harder because you have like a little overhang that just kind of gets in the way. So to just put this piece of film on there, I've got that, keeping it off the top. I got the wiper in the way, and I got all the hardware. The gaskets on these ones are removed super easily. So just so you know, you can take them apart. Easy peasy. I'm just gonna try trimming. I'm nervous though. I'm gonna try trimming just the end off because it was just wide. Everything else went okay. Like it wasn't perfect. But I don't want to make it 20 times as frustrating. I just want a better sized pattern. If the pattern fits right, it'll be a little bit easier to keep everything clean. We also might just Frankenstein this one. I typically reverse roll windshields. You're about to turn into Frankenstein. Yeah, that's fair. Why not hand cut it? I explained it so many times at this point. Because I don't know how, yeah. Fucker. Why do you use dryer sheets instead of wax? What wax? Wax would work. Take a 10-minute break. I got other stuff I gotta do. This kind of stuff is just irritating. It doesn't, it's actually worse to just, for me to just walk away for a while. It'll just bug me. I just gotta get it done. Polishing the glass with fabric softener. I'm just drying it. I'll put a big thick coating on it. That's my 10-minute break. You know, what I quoted was fine. But what Mark quoted was bullshit. More off the rest of it, less off the windshield. Did you put tire wax on the windshield? No, but the customer definitely did. Why does the window look like that? Because we want to make it difficult to see through. We're visibility inhibitors. All right, now we cross our fingers again. You can order some film and tools, and you can start as soon as they arrive. With me, we have tint classes. Sign up. Or like Bob Ross it. You can tint in the comfort of your own home and watch the stream. Tint keg? Ooh. Tint keg. Oh. Oh, there we go. Why get a tint keg? That's why to get a tint keg. Instead of asking one of the 3 people over there to hold the door, I make my own solutions. Thoughts on pre-cut tint? Well, we pre-cut the windshield, so thoughts are good.
No, it was right. So the total amount
This is an oddball. That was a really nice comment, by the way, about like decals and stuff. Thank you. That's super cool. How do you peel the clear liner of the tint? Grip it and rip it. With your teeth or fingernail. So you can take your fingernail and just scrape the corner. There's nothing that's gonna make it like dead simple. You just gotta practice. Cut a bunch of little pieces and try peeling them. All right. I haven't Frankensteined a windshield in a long time. Especially off of a glass board. Yeah, gel around the top edges. Appreciate you taking us on a tricky journey. Oh, I don't. I want this circus to be over. I'll say it's not that this is a very difficult windshield to do. It's that you're seeing what makes a vehicle like this, like the simple little things that can make a vehicle like this really annoying. So it's more dirt built up on the edges. And the pattern was a little bit off. But the whole reason to plot it is because the pattern, like it's a pain in the butt to cut this thing out. You got so much stuff in the way. So you can just like greatly speed everything up if the pattern is just like spot on. Much easier to do. And so this is just something I'm really not familiar with. So once you go through it, you can adapt and just like, okay, I should be doing things this way. No, you definitely had to shrink the windshield on this one. So I did. You can easily do it without a plotter. It just takes 3 times as long. Exactly. It's you got so much shit in the way. That's what I really like about plotters. Is plotters are gonna speed you up on all the tedious trimming as long as the plotted pattern works. But one thing I'm also really not familiar with, or just I don't hardly ever do, is unroll into a third brake light. And so this hardware, unrolling it, you run into this. That with a little bit of dirt on the edges, brought in a bunch of shit there. So it's just a few things all together that made this into a piece of shit. But now I know my pattern should be slimmer on the sides, just on the very edges here, where it butts up into the metal. So we took care of that before we tried to install it, because as it's bumping up against this metal, like this is a good border, see like this, but it was literally overlapping this metal, and then all this dirt's gonna feed back into it. And this, I think, is the only other spot that's wide. Let's trim that. Everything else seems to fit. And one thing that I don't typically do, it's gone. Thank you. You got Taco Bell sounds. You guys don't want to hear what I have to say anyways. All right, let's check it out. Hopefully this turned out a little bit better than it did the first time. I'm deaf. There we go. That's better. Just wait till tomorrow. I got a Lexus ES250. I think that one for sure we're gonna pull front seals on. What's the point of a tintless tint? To manage heat. Lots of heat comes in. We tint the windscreen. You don't feel that anymore. Yep, that's 99 ISO. Are you ever gonna go back to doing horizontal for a regular YouTube video? Yes, but mostly no. It just doesn't. Um, it just doesn't make sense. Viewership for streams is based on discovery. So if we weren't vertical, far less people would know we're even streaming. They just don't do the same type of things for horizontal that they do for vertical. And it's also kind of frustrating because so many other platforms do vertical. So if I make a horizontal video, I mean, can I post it elsewhere? Yeah. Will it just go and die? Yeah. So it's just not worth the time then to just make a bunch of videos that just don't get seen. It sucks, but things started becoming that way quite a while ago. Dual head cams? Yeah, no thanks. Thought about it. Tried some stuff. Just take your phone and flip it sideways. And there you go, it's horizontal. All right, so that'll do it. It turned out pretty good. Hire a camera boy. Specifically, again, for stuff that doesn't get much viewership. That's what I mean, like it just doesn't really make much sense. I mean, we streamed horizontal for like 2 or 3 years straight. And then platforms started to change a little bit. I followed the trend and viewership went up like, I don't know, 5x whatever viewership that I had. So I know some people like it, but it just doesn't make sense. If we were just sitting in front of a desk, sure, I could do both, no problem. But when we gotta walk around a car, it's just impossible. Or not practical. Possible, not practical. Yeah, hire a whole video team. Then you can be sure this place will close down. Maybe you'll get an Oscar. I just tried to do my tint and messed it all up. That's normal. You just gotta try again. I mean, just like we did on the windshield, we messed that up. Strip it off, do it again. Is there tint on the windows? There is. I put my, oh. Yeah, a lot of people don't. The biggest reason is it makes it hard to watch is because the human eye is designed to look left and right, not up and down. Well, whatever the case may be, I'm sure they've experienced, on TikTok, if you find a horizontal video, I'll give you a little hack. If you find a horizontal video, you flip your phone sideways, you can watch it sideways, and then in every video that you swipe from the horizontal feed will be horizontal. I like to watch on my TV versus holding my phone. I get you. You still can. It'll just be vertical on your TV. YouTube's doing something eventually with horizontal and vertical at the same time, and there's ways of doing it. It just means it's the same. It would be the same video feed though, cropped in. But yeah, TikTok actually has a horizontal feed. Just a lot of people don't know about it. Look at those seals. They just pop right back in. Okay, so now we gotta fuck around with all this again. Who picks up the blade clippings? Nobody. They just sit there in the floor. Yeah, I got a Lexus ES 250. We'll see if we stream it. Now, if you thought the fun and games were over, I should put this on a bench, huh? Did you make the front window stencil from outside of... I made it from that. On this one. I have a guy waiting for me to tint his tractor. Yeah, just like these. They'll be a complete pain in the butt until you get used to them. Everything becomes a little bit easier when you get used to it. So, this is my first go on one of these, and most of it went fine. I know what to do with the windshield next time. As long as all the cutouts line up the exact same, I'll trim them ahead of time. Windshield's not going to be that big of a deal. Again, it's just getting used to it. Growing pains. Oh, I'm sure this thing's great fun to drive around in. I'm more surprised on the money people spend on these things. This thing's like $30K or something like that. I had a Hummer set of doors this morning. I did that before I came on stream. Yeah, the holes are a little bit off. Close enough to where it doesn't matter. So I wanted to try them and see how it worked. It really is not a big deal that they don't completely line up, because all the hardware is gonna cover it. But next time I'm going to cut them out. Yep, was not aware how far they'd be off, but now I know. One side I didn't have to. I'm kind of like this one. These ones are offset. This one lined up good. This one's a little offset, but fine enough. I'd keep the top ones. I'd cut out the holes though. All right, how much of a pain in the butt is this one gonna be? So that goes on the outside. Then we got this. Install them on the vehicle? Ooh. This is the part that I don't remember. This should lock in somewhere though. Like that. That's how they go. Or does it go like this? No. If it's like this. I think it's like that. The twist will mess up the tint. Oh, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Let me heat them up then. I mean, the guy didn't know that they removed, so maybe we should just not tell him. Police? Yes, I've done some police. You used Avery. Ew, I used Avery for a while. They just didn't have a good upgrade. I like their NR. I like their NR Pro. They were Haneda when we used them, and then they got bought by Avery. And it took them a long time to get any type of shit together. They were just hacking. They're a reason why Sun Distributing exists. Every roll that we got was like an Easter basket. It was just completely shredded. All right, I hope that appeased everybody. Ooh. I don't know what's gonna matter. No, it's not gonna matter. Oh yeah, Avery did remove very easily. You were right about that. That was nice. Not something that you want to have to do, right? And then this one. That makes it tough. There we go. Bitch. All right, there we go. Now I'm nervous. Yeah, a little nervous on reinstalling that one. How much is the gel? The gel is it's either like 32 or 35. Oh. Oh, okay. These are literally the same. Does your plotter software have things? Yes. Which is one reason why I decided to take it on today. This would be I'll be honest, it'll be a royal pain in the butt to hand cut this whole thing out. Just like it's a royal pain in the butt to put a friggin' bolt back on with a recessed handle. Fucker. Give me power tools. Yeah, the other one, 120 for a gallon. That doesn't make sense. That's not feasible. It's a disposable that's going to be used, albeit sparingly. Hardware is lining up, so it's the same on both. So it's like this. And you can kind of feel it like lock and unlock. Oh, I'm dumb. I probably should have just done this. All right, let's pop her back in. And then, do we cry? Is that foreshadowing? Did you use any gel today? A little bit. This isn't a good vehicle for me to do a gel test, though. What the hell? Oh, okay, there we go. $1 a spray. Okay. Bebo, can you hop up here and hold this? I just need you to hold this. I'm going to twist the handles. And just up here, just push pressure. I just want to make sure I don't twist it. Yeah, see, that's fine. All right, good. Yep. Good. So it didn't spin anything. Look at this. This would have been a piece of shit to take out of here. But I was looking at the bolts and we were going to remove it. And then I'm like, this looks like it comes out. I didn't go into this with very much info. But look at that. Cutouts. Everything worked out well on it. Yeah. Can-Am Defenders are very similar. I've heard of those. But I'll keep that in mind. Would you charge extra for all the hardware disassembly? I mean, we quoted it higher because I knew it was going to take up more time and I didn't know what I was quite getting into. So it's just a cover your butt insurance policy on it. Like, and when I say we charge a little more, it's like compared to like your average vehicle that we pull in here, we charged more on this one, or at least that was the idea. It came in just for the sides and the rear. And then while I was working on something else, he decided to go and do the full windshield as well. Yes, it's tinted. Everything on this is tinted now. Heads up for anybody that does these. Bottom seals literally peel straight out. Super easy. Bonus, all the other window trim, including around here, all peels right out. Making every one of these windows so much easier to do. Pops in, pops out. Windshield, you have this latch in the way. It makes it kind of annoying to do. So we just Frankensteined it instead. Core pattern didn't quite work out, so we shortened it up. Then it worked out better. But she's all done now. Do you have to heat shrink? The only thing that I shrunk was the back window and the windshield. I didn't shrink anything on the sides. We're in Sterling Heights. 18 and Mound. Alrighty. Well, that's gonna wrap that up for today. In total, everything was $550. It should have been a little bit more. So we were $350 without the windshield and carbon, $450 for C2, and $550 for Apex. And then he went with C2 and then added the windshield. So he just got underquoted on the windshield, but everything else was easier than I thought it was going to be. I'm just more upset about the windshield. Yes. Oh, these go this way. Oh, that's cool. So this goes in here. These clip. I see. Oh, that's cool. Those clip in there. Ooh, this one's heavier. Nice. So he went with 40 all the way around and 70 on the windshield. Just in a front windshield on a Nissan Altima 2019. Now it doesn't detect the key. Ooh. Does it have the spot to plug the key in? So over in the lower driver's side, left side of the steering wheel. I don't know if they do them on the 2019s, but they used to have a way to plug the key in to a little spot like right down here. Ours, we have a 2010 Altima outside, and we have a spot that we can plug the key in. That is not the key for that, but that's where that's gonna go for now. Cool. Alrighty, I'm gonna hop off here. I'm tired. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know. Always have windshields well covered, towel, rope, that kind of stuff tucked in. When something gets wet on a windshield and stuff stops working, it's a little uncertain because sometimes things can dry out. We're not sure what got wet. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any good news for you. Yeah, but like anything can get wet and cause problems. So it's not necessarily like a BCM, always a BCM issue. Other modules and stuff can get wet. It's just something can short. You did a windshield. There's stuff that has to do with the key up there. So I don't know. Something got wet. Something can dry out. You can always unplug the battery or disconnect it. See if that'll fix something. But there's never like, I got windshield wet, this is the playbook. It's always, I don't know, something got wet. If you can't figure it out, you gotta send it to somebody that can. Thank you for today's stream. You're welcome. Thanks for hanging out. This one felt like a bit of a grind in the second half. It was all sunshine and rainbows till I got to the windshield. Hopefully he likes it. Glad I didn't do the wrong shade though. Yeah, this is alcohol. Even still, there's so much grease on this one. So like wiping it down, it's just like, Alcohol is like the only thing that's taking care of it. But it looks a little bit better than it did. I have no idea. But I swear, like the tires are super shiny and all the paneling and stuff is kind of greasy. So it's like whatever they put on it, it's just like the entire thing is coated. It's gross. Oh, I forgot the unicorn. This goes down. Nice. Well, that's cool. So then if there's any speckles up there, you wouldn't have noticed them anyways. All right, guys. Have a good one. I was going to end the stream a while ago. Sometimes we just have those days.